And that's where we're going to move on to stroke rate. And understanding stroke rate, I think, really comes down to understanding this bigger picture of speed versus pressure. Rowing is not about speed. There is no, like, up and down means nothing, because you can be rowing hard up or down, or you can be rowing soft up and down, flailing back and forth. Your pressure per stroke is what leads to how fast you're rowing. And so that, using the term pressure, I think is going to be a really big game changer. And I think it's definitely something that you need to start incorporating into your vocabulary as coaches. When we have those new when we have a workout that says stroke rate 24 for all these rows, and people are rowing at 24, you're doing your best to slow them down, and they say, "Coach, it's not hard at 24. You need to press harder." That's what you need to tell them. You need to go to the rower, and as they come up, and you say, "Press harder, press harder." But there's a balance of helping them learn to press harder, but still control the return. There is a very, very big disconnection between, like, turning your brain on and off based off of pressure. Because it's like, for a lot of people, if you're going hard, then you gotta come up fast too. And so helping members think about, here's a couple phrases. Light switch. You're on and then you're off. You flick on the way back, you flick off on the return. Flick on, flick off. Like, you have to almost snap at them, flick off, go slow. You can make it more of a fun phrase, like rowing through peanut butter, where you can tell them to drive hard, but on the way up, you got to row through a thick wall of peanut butter. You know, like, there's different ways to frame it, and it's going to click for people in different ways. But getting people to control the return is not only going to help them knock out the form, but they're going to realize that it really does come down to pressure. And so, like, this is where, as coaches, like, you need to get animated a little bit. Like, when they're coming up to the front end, like, do that, push, get in their face, in a nice way, of course. But getting people to learn that it's just about pressing against the foot plates. You can row hard at any stroke rate. That's the big picture. Optimizing stroke rate is different, especially when it comes to, like, 2,000 meters. Like, what stroke rate should I do? Top end rowing athletes, they can row a whole 2,000 meters at 36 strokes a minute. Even the big guys, even the guys that are like 6'5 plus. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's how everyone should row. For, I would say, the least experienced individuals should be rowing the longer rows at a lower stroke rate. So, like, the less experience you have, the lower stroke rate you should be at. Because, you know, these distances like 2,000 meters and such, you know, they're so daunting sometimes. But little do we realize that when we're rowing, every stroke you take, like, your meters are getting there. Like, you're going to get there eventually. And so the more inexperienced members, helping them dial back that, hey, let's just take this one stroke at a time. Let's give good pressure each stroke, but let's just take it one stroke, one rep, like we would do on the weight floor at a time. That kind of eases people's minds a little bit, and that helps them get more of a sustainable pace going.